welcome to...
She forgot the name of the show.
Another episode of Horrible Decisions. I'm your girl, Mandii V, a.k.a. Pate the Stein, a.k.a. Full Court Pumps, a.k.a. that motherfucking bitch. And I'm sitting next to...
Hi, my name is Weezy.
And we are joined...
I'm also that girl.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Well, I'm that bitch. You could be that girl.
I'm that woman.
And we are joined today by someone who has been on our podcast, I feel like at least once a year. You've been on here about two, 3 times?
3 times.
3 times, yeah.
Our live show.
Yeah.
Our live show, yes.
Where you brought a pussy puppet. I've been to France, so that's why I talk
Oh my God. I'm done hearing about motherfucking France. We are joined today by Michelle Hope, who is a sexpert and everything else under the sun. And I would say an activist, a sexpert.
I was going to say activist. I actually think
Definitely
about activism
activist.
when I think about it.
That's good.
For sure.
I love that.
For sure.
I love that.
For
Not
sure.
that I don't think of sex,
Right.
but like if I had to pick something else.
Right. Activism would be it.
Do you know?
I say activism because you talk about sex so like educationally. I be like, damn, bitch, this bitch smart. Like the way we talk
read.
about it, I don't. I mean, I read Twitter.
Yeah. Sometimes
Them
you can
tweets
get
be long.
but sometimes you can get good information from there.
Do you know what else I don't really give credit to? You introduced me to Old Bay.
Really?
I don't even know if you realize that.
I did not.
We were at a party together and you saw him, you knew him, so you started talking to him and you were fucking lit as fuck. And then I was
That's normal Michelle, by the way.
Michelle was
out.
lit. So at first I thought Michelle was like flirting with him, but then also he had a friend there and I was like, okay, so now it's this nigga that she flirting with, but also can't get the vibe because who does Michelle want to fuck?
Probably both.
At the same damn time. No, I'm just, who knows? Who knows? That's a lot of work.
No, but you know when you're just like, which one is my homegirl on? So then I remember when he came back to get my number, I was like, oh, are you? And he was like, oh, that's like, we cool. I've been knowing her for years. Why? I mean, did she like, I was like, I don't know, nigga. I'm trying to figure out where I fit in.
And it's crazy because she has that connection to you. She actually went on a date with my man before he was my man.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You slut.
So we went and we were protesting together in Harlem. We went out to a protest during all of the BLM movements, and that was a beautiful one in Harlem. And he came and picked me up, and they both like kind of.
I was like, I think I know that person.
Was it years ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like 2016 or
yeah, like a
something.
long
Oh my
time ago.
God.
And literally then he was like, what's her name? And I said, that's my friend. She does this. She was on Breakfast Club a whole bunch of times. Like, she did this. So I'm sure you know of her. And then he was like, pretty sure I met her at Red Rooster and we went on a date.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I mean, I
At least
do
you
love
have
to
good
date.
taste, though. That actually makes me feel better. Not you
Yeah.
want to, hey.
Yeah, I do love a good date. I love a good date.
I love a good free drinks.
shit, a good meal.
Bitch.
No, I mean, but I
For
can
free.
hold on, because I've taken men out and been like, I got it.
Wait, how often do you do that?
I mean, I ain't out here balling, shot calling or nothing, but
I mean, I pay a quick 2 for $20 or a happy hour
taking
pickleback
motherfuckers to
shot.
Chili's.
2 for $20. What is that? Applebee's Friday?
That's like one of them.
something
That's
like
the only time I'm paying, and I don't even eat there no more. So it's looking like I'm not paying.
I can't. I was forced to eat at a fucking Fridays because I was stuck in an airport.
They're so bad.
Not me, because the lounge was closed. Not me being a bitch. I was a bitch because I was already mad because it was a snow issue. I was sitting at that fucking Fridays like, I don't even eat here anymore, so I don't even know what to do. And she was like, bitch, do you want a burger and wings? So
Right.
that's all we
You better
got.
get you some wings.
Oh, you
some
gonna be that
boneless.
bitch?
I mean, you can't really fuck up wings.
Nope.
Yes, you can.
I mean,
They could be soggy.
The only way you can fuck them up is if you fucking do them boneless, okay?
I like
Fair.
them.
Are you kidding me?
what's wrong
That
with
is
boneless?
childish.
First of all, they're
Okay.
They're
tenders.
chicken tenders at that
Okay, they're
point.
tenders.
They're chicken
That's fine.
tender nuggets.
That's fine.
But they're still good.
And to
Call me childish.
to me, it's super childish.
Give me vegan.
It's giving.
Because vegan.
Like Morning Star or whatever that thing is called.
I hate
Oh, no,
that
that shit's
shit.
crazy.
Where they're cut into dinosaur shapes.
Yeah.
And-
See, ain't nobody got time for that. Anyways, I wanted to start off, of course, a little light to get the jokes because if you know Michelle, she's going to come in with the facts today. So I just wanted to start it off light with some icebreakers.
You
Okay.
better, bitch. Please make us look smart.
Bitch, you know, Reedy.
Hello.
So icebreaker time, we're going to do a quick flash run of Would You Rather.
Okay.
All right? Weezy, feel free to jump in if maybe you disagree with her answer. Would you rather never use sex toys again or never use a microwave again?
Get rid of the microwave.
Okay. And I think
Same.
that's
same.
easy just because we all got air fryers and shit now.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't had a microwave in years.
I ain't gonna hold you.
My apartments always are so old. Even my LA crib, even though it's a new building, no microwave.
Well, they don't come with them, but I've always had to buy a microwave and there's a place to put the microwave.
No.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. Most
apartments don't come with
microwaves.
Some of them do.
Do they?
Some
when I lived in Florida, they did.
Bitch, we in New York now. Bitch, you barely get a fucking door. You lucky if you have a wall to your bedroom.
Actually,
in New York.
That's a very fair point.
That is.
Do you know how many 2-bedrooms I've looked at where I'd be like, is this the one? They'd be like, it's a flex.
It is a luxury just not to have to walk up 7 floors and there's an elevator.
Or have a bedroom door.
I had the nerve before I lived here. I'll fuck some dude on the 5th floor. And I was like, I'll never live like this, bitch.
Yep, and then you were just like that the very next year. Okay, so the next one is, would you rather have sex that only ever lasted 3 minutes or 3 hours?
Do I get to use a vibrator? 3 minutes.
I would pick 3 minutes over 3 hours.
Are you kidding me?
What constitutes a sex?
And are we talking penetration or foreplay?
I mean, sex, dog, the same way I told her when you give head, when you get head, that's sex because it's oral sex.
Okay,
so it's
3 hours.
I want 3 hours, bro.
But what if I'm horny and I don't have that kind of time?
Right, because I really
then you
don't
gotta
have that
pencil
kind of
it
time.
into your motherfucking calendar.
I think I'll do 3 minutes.
I got rid of the microwave, so I can zzz and keep it pushing.
But see, here's the thing. No.
Oh, done.
But see, with the quickies, I always want more. When I go like for the 3 hours, like a long night of fucking, bitch, that kind of set me up good for the week. Like, I be good. I mean, my pussy need a break too, but I be good. I be feeling great.
That perineum.
But if that's all you can get.
No. This is why I have lube on both sides of my bed. Oh, baby, ain't no dryness happening. If I even feel like it's getting dry, you gonna spit or you gonna use the lube, whatever.
There it is.
You know what I mean?
Friction is a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah, ain't no friction happening here, baby.
Not the bad kind, at least.
No,
okay,
not that
okay.
So I'll go with the 3 hours. Last one. Would you rather never have, and this is for you and I, really, not really for Weezy. We might have to add another substance.
Exclusive.
But would you rather never have another cocktail again or never receive oral sex?
Bitch, I drink alcohol. Just because I get drunk fast doesn't mean I don't drink.
Lightweight.
I just drink less than you.
I mean, the kind of life I live, I guess oral sex is out the door. I hate to say, I'll get a toy that simulates it.
There we go. You gonna get the rose? What's your thoughts on the rose? Have you used the rose?
I've used air pulse technology, which was originated by the womanizer.
That's some scientific shit. Air pulse.
But
air pulse technology.
So
like the womanizer.
It's the same thing as the rose. It's the same concept, right? Yeah. It's that kind of pulsating air. It kind of sucks in and poof. It is great. But I do want to let people know.
Here she goes.
If you are pierced, you should not be using that toy at all.
Oh.
Wait, why?
Because the ring can get caught and you could pull. It says it in the instructions. You don't read the instructions?
I don't read
the sex toy?
No.
I know.
Girl, I didn't even go home. Y'all just look and be like, all right, where does this fit?
You're telling me, hold on. I'm just trying to think of Mandii reading an instruction from
fuck you, bitch. I read.
No.
I read how much water go into my grit.
I'm saying Mandii opens the strap on and she's sitting in front of the nigga and she goes, okay, start slowly. That one, bitch, I'm done. Huh?
First off, wait, Weezy. Sex toys don't give you instructions on how to use it. It's how
I think it would, right?
It tells you where to place it.
Wait, inside of the other person, it tells you.
I mean, like for something like that, it would probably.
Should I go get a sex toy from the other room to see what the instruction would look like?
Oh, there's one right here. Hold on.
Wow. We have it right on.
Oh, great. We love a little residue.
Mandy's going to the side, getting his sex toy, and bam.
Okay, so this is a starter kit for...
Don't say who it's from, because they ain't paid for this episode.
Well, not for this episode, but they paid 4 episodes with us.
All right, love, honey.
So, by the way, I have used all of them. Read the instructions.
Beginner's anal kit.
I've used all of them.
How to use your butt plug. Cover the butt plug with water-based anal lubricant and insert gently into the anus.
Oh, shit.
Care and safety. Plenty of water-based. Hold on. Let me see.
I'm saying...
we can't give it as a gift now.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Don't open it.
I mean,
why not? That can still go as a gift.
Do you know how many people have given lube and anal plug shit to? Like, Astroglide has given us so much fucking lube. I'm like, nigga, I don't know if I'll ever need this much lube in my lifetime.
You never know.
Like, it's so much lube.
You can never have too much lube.
Oh, you guys are getting a nice unboxing. There we go.
Now when you have an orgies at your house like me.
There's no instruction. But the only thing I see, twist
also, they're all
off
plastic
the base
wrapped.
of the butt plug, insert batteries, switch the bottom of the base.
I did that. And that shit vibrate like a motherfucker.
Beads, plugs, and probes for every sensation. There's a slender tapered tip.
See?
Okay, maybe she's
Reading
right.
is fundamental.
It is fundamental.
First off, I knew it all went into the asshole because it is the beginner's anal kit.
Right.
Okay.
And then I just started with the small one and worked my way to fuck up.
There it is.
There you go.
Not
There
the
it is.
saran wrap.
Yeah, see, that came really good. Now my accountant calling me. All right. Well, now that you just gave me, bitch, I did not even know it really did all that.
We did not read.
And that's all the toys?
All toys, yeah. Cleaning instructions.
I clean them.
Good for you.
I clean them. I do. I clean them every time. And my man has even gotten any better. He'll like collect all of them and put them in the sink.
Oh, that's nice.
Right? So
That's real love.
right? You feel me? Isn't that nice?
Yes.
And even the rag that I used to wipe up all the jizz, boop, throw that thing up in there too. So I just
in the sink?
Everything's in the sink. Everything's in the sink.
Thank
and
God
I can
it's
put
stainless steel.
Actually,
I just
it
wanna
is
know,
ceramic.
Mandii, you don't give washing dishes when I feel like you wait a moment to wash dishes.
Well, that's why he does it, because otherwise they might still be.
Have you seen like your cereal bowl, your coffee mug, and also?
Oh, I don't eat in my room. So there's no dishes in my room ever.
Not your room. I'm saying when he puts them in the sink.
No, he puts them in my bathroom sink.
Oh,
they don't go on my
I'm over here thinking it's your kitchen sink.
Like, yes.
No, bitch, they go in my bathroom sink. I am not washing my dildo by my
because most
cereal
people
bowl.
put dildos in the dishwasher.
Yeah. That's why
I was thinking sink.
So I have washing, like I have
Bitch, I had an educated guess.
I have cleaning foam.
Yep.
And then I'll lay them out like to dry before I put them back.
Yep.
But I have the cleaning foam and I just wash it with lukewarm water.
Smart.
I am not the
bitch,
smartest cookie, and I never have been.
I am not putting my dildos in my motherfucking dishwasher. My dishwasher get hot. Bitch, I opened that thing one time. Bitch, face almost melted off. I ain't know dishwashers got so hot. You know, this is my first time having a dishwasher.
I mean, they kind of sanitize, you know?
Well,
again,
there's that.
not only do you not get doors to your bedroom in New York,
You definitely don't get a dishwasher.
you definitely,
Unless you
and now I got one. And now I got one.
When you
real
meet a
high
motherfucker that got a wash and dryer, either
like,
they're
you got
rich
money.
or live in
Oh,
Jersey.
no, the fact that I have a dishwasher and washer and dryer in my unit, my friends are like, bitch, you made it.
You sure did. Off the island.
I have a face like that.
That's right, you came to my house.
Yeah, your house is beautiful.
Thank you. Well, we're going to get now into our vanilla shit. If you do not know, this is where we talk about sex in the news. And again, if you don't know this woman's face by now, you may have seen her recently when she went viral. I want to play a clip.
I have a question.
Okay, because I was going to play the clip.
Do you think that we, if any of us, different opinions, would agree or disagree with you?
I think this was out of context. So I think once we get into the like minutia of it, you'll be like, oh, that actually makes sense. That's what I'll say.
Real quick.
Okay.
Based on the clip, did you agree with her or disagree?
Absolutely disagree.
Okay.
Okay. And I do
But
agree.
mainly,
Wait.
you agree.
I agree with her.
So I disagreed simply off the basis that from the clip I saw, because no, I didn't get to watch the whole thing.
Because now people don't know. Can we
Let's
play the clip? And then we'll come back.
All right, ready?
Can you play the clip, Eden?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Why are you trying to
really pretty.
beat me up? Why are you trying to murder me? I want to be very, very clear. The language by which we talk about sex in Black communities is disturbing. We talk about, oh, I'm finna beat it up. I'm going to shoot up the club. I'm going to murder the pussy. Why are we using violent language to describe an intimate act?
Okay.
I don't know.
Your face after was funny.
And then, of course, it just ensued laughter.
Michelle's puppet is so well known.
You brought it here today with
I got
you.
a new one.
Not a
Fuck that old one.
Oh.
Last one was purple. Now we going
I
all
know
the way
that's right. Give
brown,
me a
brown.
labia. I know
Right
that's
on.
right.
You know.
So basically the context of this, you were expressing how I'm going to beat the pussy up. We also just had another guest who said, I'm going to fuck the shit out of her. Again, there's all these ways of how we talk about, or men specifically discuss how they gonna beat our pussies up or murder our pussy and the things like that. You said that it is detrimental on how the Black community uses words around sex.
Yes.
Now, you said you completely disagree. So I would love to hear why you disagree. And then I would love for you to do what you couldn't do on this show and deep dive further.
Should you deep dive first maybe? Or I guess, okay.
Yeah.
So for me, we've had so many conversations where we talk about safe spaces and like what's a safe space to do things in or how to, like, you know what I mean? Like get your kinks off, which you know about.
Yep.
So that surprised me because all I could think of like was why are we policing sex language, right? For me, I understand beating pussy up because I'm like, oh, because you say you're hitting it, right? Like, that's what I thought.
You pounding it. I mean, all the
like,
verbiage around it.
But also, I don't think it's a learned trait that I like to have rough sex. I'm a super emo girl. Like, I like the feeling of being grabbed on. I like masculinity. I fuck girls too, right? So like, I like the hardness sometimes of a man and sex. Like, obviously rough sex when I want to do something super intimate may not be my vibe. But no, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that language as long as it's consensual.
There's where we get kind of dicey.
Okay.
Because what I was actually talking about didn't have shit to do with what you choose to talk about in the bedroom. You want to have that language in the bedroom, that's not a problem. What I'm talking about is how in public spaces, how in our music, in our entertainment, we use that type of language. Maybe I don't want to have my pussy beat up. Maybe I do. But I don't want you to come up to me at the motherfucking grocery store and say, bitch, I can't wait to beat up that pussy.
But even if we're talking about music, just playing devil's advocate here, there's a place where R&B, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Brent Faiyaz lover. That nigga don't be talking about beating the pussy up crazy. When he does, but also he be getting all super sensual. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like it depends on the music I'm listening to. If I'm listening to Future, I expect him to talk like that. If I'm listening to City Girls, I expect them to talk like that.
Right.
So if it's in music, I don't know. And I guess I'm also that girl that doesn't really give a fuck about guns, drugs, and hoes in music either. Particularly because I listen to a lot of white trash music too, where they talk about some dumb, crazy shit, getting high. My favorite song, What It's Like by Everlast, they talk about getting high, smoking crack, all kind of shit.
Right.
But like,
not crack.
They be talking about it's a white thing.
I didn't know.
No.
Crack
but like,
was still a thing.
They be wilding. So like, I think the beating the pussy up context, if it is in music, is it horrible? Like, do we then have to take away everything? Because like, yeah, that's that kind of dialogue for that setting.
But my thing is why is that our only type of dialogue?
But is it though? What if we're listening to R&B?
I would say majority.
I think we have normalized it in a way. And here's the bigger part.
We literally just had a black man sit on the couch and he literally talked about fucking the shit out of someone. Fucking like, and I said, you really want to fuck the shit out of someone? And
what are you talking about?
When we Welly.
Yeah.
Like, when he was describing even sex with a woman, everything, and I said, oh, really? Fuck the shit? Especially because I knew we were going to have Michelle on. I was paying close attention to how he was explaining sex and interactions with women. And it was very like, you were there, right? It was still very rough.
But did you not talk like that?
Hold on.
He fucked the shit out of me.
Of course. But it's her language that she's choosing. One of the things I want to point out here is because a lot of people were like, first of all, I am a black woman. So to all the people who were like, who is this transracial, black passing woman? I am a black woman. It was disgusting. I was disgusted. We come in all shades, okay?
I just heard people saw bitches on the shade and be like, I want to get my pussy beat up.
Okay, and here's the thing. If you like rough sex, who doesn't like rough sex from time to time? I think what I'm talking about is in general conversations, we tend to only use violent language, even to the extent where other people have asked me to come on the podcast to discuss this very thing. And they themselves felt like I was right, but they didn't have any other words besides beat it up.
Wait, elaborate.
Like, they didn't talk about sex. They all the language people were using was beat it up, and like nobody was
going to Pound Town.
Right. Nobody was like, oh, well, we're having sex, or we're less likely to say I want to have intercourse than we are to say I'm gonna beat the pussy up.
So I did want to ask you then, since that is so violent and you're saying that a lot of people that invited you onto their shows had no other usage of language, what are other ways then we as a community can express sex?
Because we should first say, I'm going to go back and forth, Mandii, because if I had really good sex last night, I'm probably going to say, which makes me feel like a total whore now, Michelle.
Why?
Bitch, he fucked dog shit out of me. What about you? What would you say?
I would probably say he fucked me real good. Or she fucked me real good. But see, this is my point.
Straight to like, man, we fucked all night. Like, we fucked around.
But you be saying he fucked the shit out of me.
But see, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm bringing this up. Because we don't have any other language. Now, I think there is a couple things here that...
Is that violent, though?
Beat? Also, I do want to say this, because this is the part that I don't think people understand and I didn't get to talk about. You have to remember, I've worked in sex education for many years, and I've worked with young people.
Yeah.
Children. And this is the language they're using. I actually had a middle school class tell me that the way that they get their first kiss is through play fighting, and one person wrestles the other one to the ground, and that is how it starts. So this is what I'm saying, people. We have to think beyond our own little universes to who else is hearing us. Because oftentimes, I'm not gonna lie, younger people.
And what you're saying too brings me back just thinking of the playing hard to get.
Yeah.
And I think that starts really young.
Yeah.
And it's something that we're taught that we should do as women. However, it leads to those mixed signals with men. They just assume that they have to pursue more or push more, which then puts us into those uncomfortable situations when we really mean, no, stay away. Like the playing hard to get creates those blurred lines. So I think that, Michelle, then what you're saying is knowing that this is trickling down to children and teenagers who are getting into those, you know, ages where they're going to try sexual things, it's leading to where it's going to lead to maybe more people experiencing trauma.
Right. Also, we don't have a good sex education system here in the United States.
We talked about that.
So it's like, who is actually giving them correct information? They're going on porn sites, which are also violent,
as fuck,
super misogynistic.
And they wear Timbs.
And it's like patriarchal. This idea of women should be more demure. And that's not for Black women. Historically, this is another thing that really people don't understand. Even Black men being so sexually charged and these, it comes from white supremacy. It comes from this idea that the Black man and his big Black dick are sex beasts. And they historically were looked at as the rapist. Therefore, the Black women could never be raped because she is his counterpart, which oftentimes leads to further exploitation of Black men and Black women sexually since the beginning of motherfucking slavery.
Now, I agree with you on that front.
100%.
But also, it's hard for me in this context because while I know where you're coming from, I don't know if I could stop using that language myself because I think that I enjoy it.
Well, and that's okay. She said you can say it because you're expressing something that you enjoy.
But also, here's the other thing. If a man does say that to his homeboy, right? But let's just say even podcast talk. Two niggas are talking about how they fucked the shit out some bitches last night, how they were beating pussy up.
We already know when they talk about it, they lying.
Should we immediately look at these dudes like they're doing something wrong because they're talking about sex the same way that I am? And this is also not pick me talk more than this is like devil's advocate. Because I do have very intimate sex with my partner. Out of anyone in this room, I'm going to start crying first. I am that girl. I love to be fucked slow, kiss me, talk to me, whatever. But depending on that moment, I don't know. And I think that when I'm having casual sex, I do like to talk about it in that way because that's the sex I want.
Right.
So should we be looking at men like they're fucked up for talking like this amongst other men? Is it because it's making women look bad?
Well, here's my thing. I think we just need to be more aware of our language. I'm not saying you need to fully stop. I just asked the question. I just presented the question. Why do we use this language? And we've discovered here that we don't have any other words. We don't have any other words. And then people wanted to be like, well, white people say it. White people, girls be like, fuck my brains out. Again, that is a woman choosing that language and that's her consent, whatever. I am not shaming anybody for the language that they use in the bedroom. I want to be very clear about that. I just posed the question to get us to think about it because, and now I'm going to give you some statistics.
Okay.
According to the FBI, in 2020, at least 4 Black women and girls were murdered every single day. Additionally, for every Black woman who reports rape, at least 15 do not. 1 in 4 Black girls will be sexually abused before 18. 1 in 5 Black women are survivors of rape. 35% of Black women experience some form of contact sexual violence during a lifetime. 40 to 60% of Black women report being subjected to coercive sexual content by the age of 18. 17% of Black women experience sexual violence other than rape by an intimate partner during their lifetime. And the statistics go on and on and on and on. So I only presented that question to get us to stop and think for a moment, where does it come from? Because it is all rooted in patriarchy, and the root to patriarchy is white supremacy. So what we have done is we have not explored our own internalized racism and how we have processed that. And now we are just spewing it back out onto our own communities, onto the people we love. And there is currently a lot of hate for Black women.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there is a viral clip talking about it's a wonderful day to be a Black woman. No, the fuck it's not. It's hard as a motherfucker. You got podcasters out here talking about, I don't ride the night train. Motherfucker,
Right.
you're blue black.
Right.
Bruh.
Blue
Right.
black.
Right.
You know what was very
Right.
hard for me to watch about that clip? And I don't want to talk
Listen.
about them niggas.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
if I could think of the most African looking face, features, full lips,
Mm-hmm.
nose,
Mm-hmm.
skin tone,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the most self-hating thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And all I could think of when I watched it was, right, like the things that I hated about myself the most were the things that I wanted to change or would notice on other people, right? When I was growing up, hated my hair, right? I couldn't understand, like even people would ask me, why you light skinned but your hair is rough? Shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. When I was growing up, I was obsessed with hair or not understanding the length of hair and things like that. It took me a long time to love my hair and wear protective styles. All I could think is someone's either made fun of your skin, your nose, your lips. Honestly, and this has nothing to do, niggas are gorgeous to me. Black women, Black men, that nigga's ugly. Not because of his nose or lips. It's just him. The language he uses.
Yep.
The way that he talks about he's just so small-minded. You're watching him like, he's not that hot.
I just think there's a lot of...
He's not even conventionally attractive for like anything you would expect from a Miami guy. The over-the-top change, the way he dresses. If I didn't look at his face, he'd still be ugly. So to watch him talk about Black women this way was just wild. And so I say that to say, like, the self-loathing thing, like, I do understand how that comes out. But in terms of bringing it back to that clip, everything that you said about, you know, Black women being over-sexualized and Black men, I do agree with. And I think that's something that we're all not super conscientious of, but I don't necessarily know if in the context of talking about sex violently, if I really think that we do it more than anyone else. I've seen the most disgusting, painful to watch violent sex on white porn sites.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Ghetto gagger shit, especially the way that it does Black girls.
They're colonizers. They are violent.
And that's...
I mean, even with, like, it's bad. So I think sex in general has been super violent, but I don't know.
I like just the posing of the question to just think beyond what you've been taught and to try, if you can, to just remove it in terms of...
I'm just saying in a public space. Like, I'm not even saying... people kept saying, why is she policing me in the bedroom? I don't give a shit what you choose to say in the bedroom, because I know I be saying wild things.
You too?
Wild things.
You too?
You know? All the things. Choke me, spank me, whatever, right? Pull my hair, right? But I just think we have to be more conscious, because there are a lot of... And this happens in spaces where it goes viral. And then young people are seeing it.
Yeah.
And we're not providing them with any context. And we don't know our own history. We don't understand the violent
Girl, and according to Florida, they trying to make it to where the kids ain't never going to learn about Black history.
You can't say gay. You can't say nothing about Black history. You're not going to be able to do shit. Now they're doing this new thing called like transparency, where they want teachers to turn in their syllabuses for approval from parents. It's getting out of control. But what people have to understand is this is going to continue to chip away at the rights and opportunities for people of color.
For sure. I wanted to move forward just so that we can get to talking sex.
Okay,
that was a good explanation, though.
That was a really good.
Bitch, I watched that clip. I said, Michelle tripping.
I know a lot of people did, and I was like, damn, they got me tripping.
It's just a soundbite shit, bro.
Man. Anyway.
All right. So
why are we?
I love that you was talking with the vagina too, bitch.
But it was also the ending. An intimate act. Bro, you act a lot when you're talking. Like you have a very like performing presence about you.
Yeah.
And that's what made that clip so fun to watch.
I love it.
And I'm sorry that people said those things about you, though. I'm sure that was
I mean, it happens.
Man, fuck the internet. All right, so we're going to get into our hors d'oeuvre for this week. And we are giving you the hors d'oeuvre. So the hors d'oeuvre is our sex tip of the week.
Okay.
And I did want you to really, I'm glad you got the puppet out. So you have a very funny meme on your page that says, the clitoris is not a DJ booth.
Sorry. It's not.
So can you give some tips on interacting with the clit?
Okay, so a couple things. First and foremost, the most important way to interact with the clit is to talk to it.
Oh, sorry.
Talking to the clit?
Well, first of all, when I say that, talk to the owner of the clit.
Oh.
Like, what do you like?
Okay,
You have
let me
to ask
practice.
questions.
Okay.
What do you like?
What are you doing?
What do you like?
She's talking to the clit.
I like to be rubbed soft. I think my point is communication. I like.
Weezy's rubbing it.
Oh, look, 2 hands. This is a large.
That sounds a lot.
Vulva, but
Okay.
it is a big pussy. But you want to like just remember. Oh, actually,
Wait, you be lifting it up.
yeah, that's the hood.
Wait, because you gonna sound like you real far.
It's because this is what the clit actually looks like, right? This is your clit.
Yes.
And
That
all
look
we
like an
see,
IUD.
all we see is this little teeny tiny piece right here. It's like the tip of the iceberg, okay? There's all this good stuff underneath. So we only see the tip, and then this kind of sits in and under like the labia, okay?
Okay.
So I think the first thing you should do is you want to get the blood flow to this region. So start with a massage on the inner thighs. Massage that kind of pubis mound, right? You want to massage that because that'll start that blood flow. Then once the blood flow happens, the clit will engorge and naturally the hood will kind of retract a little. And so then
All right.
now you're, and then I would say like, people want to just be like, like, no.
I'm guilty.
You want to
That
like
sounds
really,
great, Michelle.
I know, right? You want to really just caress and massage.
By the way, guys, if y'all are just listening to the instruction, if you go on over to YouTube, type in Horrible Decisions Podcast, you can see an actual, she has a whole vagina in her hand and letting you know how to engorge the clit.
I love a labia massage.
And of course, see, this is what I'm saying, the labia massage. And don't forget about that perineum, honey, that space between
the gooch.
The gaunch, the gooch, the whatever.
It's the pussy hole and the anus.
Yeah, so it's that space
Not
right
the
there.
pussy hole and the anus.
But you really, and remember, please remember, this is what I meant by a DJ booth. Turntables usually is pretty much manufactured. Yep. It's all the same. They're all pretty much the same.
I DJ alone, but I don't want someone to DJ my...
This is what I'm saying.
I DJ every Saturday.
You should ask me what I like.
We know.
I don't want you just...
Yes, I didn't DJ with the stumble in, you guys. He wants you to know that.
But I want you to take your time. I want you to talk to the person that owns the clitoris and ask them what they like. Because what Mandii likes might not be what I like.
And I'm not going to lie. The one thing that I really am not a fan of, and maybe because this is how I play with myself, I don't like a lot of pressure applied. And I've been with men who really try to push my clit back in.
Right.
And don't do that. And it's really hard.
Where did I get that from?
I don't know, but I don't like a lot of pressure
Maybe
there.
they don't
It
know
feels so much better to just be soft. Just be more soft with it.
Like a little more pressure.
Maybe.
We have a lot of nerve.
Yes, 8,000 in the clitoris. So you just want to make sure you're like, you just kind of, you don't talk to the owner. Ask them what they like. Maybe even, let's get real sexy. How about you show me how you would DJ yourself?
Oh, let me show you.
Okay.
So this is my favorite thing. My entire vagina, I like it to be touched. And I feel like men just want to open my pussy and they just want to start licking it or putting their fingers in it. Like, dude, stop. Take your fucking whole face or mouth or your hands and get the blood going there.
Especially if you got a beard. Oh my God, a little tickling from the beard is so good.
Nigga, and if you got a big nose, put your nose in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't making fun of that last dude's nose. I was just saying I think he hates his own nose. But what I would have done was put it right in my pussy.
And ridden that nose.
Find something to do with it. And I smell good. Get all of it in there.
But
here's what I'm saying.
You got a question?
Michelle, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
So I've been with women before who have been really shy about telling me what they like.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is a good way to have them open up comfortably and with consent so then you could help them out in the bedroom?
Multiple choice.
Setting up a sex date. So that's where you go on a date. You can review the I want, I won't list. That's kind of intense. It's 26 pages. I'll email it to you.
Okay.
It's kind of intense because it has all the different sex acts.
Where do you go to? You get
go
food?
to your house, get a pizza and a bottle of wine, but the whole goal is to not actually have sex that night, because what happens is, remember, your brain is the most important part.
Yes.
It gets you excited. You could do some texting and be like, hey, could we talk about what you like? There are some games where you would start a fantasy with one sentence and then you fold that over and then you give it to your partner and they write one sentence.
It's like improv.
And then they fold that over and then another sentence and then you read all these acts. Like, the prompt would be like, you're on a beach. Now what's going to happen? And then Weezy, you would write something down and then you would fold it and then Mandii would...
I love doing games, bitch.
I think about sand in my pussy so much, dog.
That's terrible. That sounds awful. But yeah, it's really about creating opportunities to have conversations. Right. You could also say, babe, I caught a glimpse of this porno the other day and I found myself really turned on. What do you think
I love blaming porn.
That?
I blame porn all the time.
Right? Like, and just be like, ooh, do you want to try this? These are ways to start opening up lines of communication, because that's what we're not doing, because we too busy out here talking about, I want to beat up the pussy.
Mind you guys.
We only got three words. It's like, I want you to
Michelle,
caress
I
this.
was spacing out so much because I was really trying to think of like another word that I would use instead of like he fucked me hard or he fucked the shit. And I'm like, wow, like
we made love.
No, it was
really intimate.
I want someone to valprehend my ass.
I'm a fucking
wait.
What the fuck is a valprehend?
Not needing a dictionary, girl. We speak
I know. Listen, that might have been an SAT word, but I'm just saying, like, how can we get more creative?
Show us out.
No, I'm not. How can we get more
they know
creative?
I don't know words.
No, please do.
Bitch is limited over here.
Well, no, but that would be my advice. Just trying to make a time when you guys just talk about sex or your fantasies, but don't actually have it, because then you get kind of hot inside and you're like, ooh,
Valprehend.
Shit. Well,
damn, I can't even get it on spell check.
That's
I love that we kind of led right into the horrible decision. So I hope that you guys have been taking notes. I know we've talked about partners, but I literally wanted to talk about talking sex.
Yeah.
Specifically with you, because we do it around strangers. We do it with friends. Sometimes we do it with family. And of course, we do it with partners. And I wanted to kind of all of us share and discuss some of the most uncomfortable sex conversations we've had with our friends, family, and lovers. And kind of what even Eden hinted to was getting over the uncomfortable phase of just talking sex with those certain groups of people.
Yeah.
So I guess that's where we start with, like, do you guys off the top of your head have a scenario or story about just talking about sex with either a family member, a lover, or a friend?
So, my sex talk growing up was, my mom's a lesbian. Get yours first and get out. Men ain't shit.
Shit.
I mean, that's awkward, but very valid. And then I think when it comes to like friends, the most awkward is when it's like, I'll get a text message and it's like, girl, I have this lump. Can you tell me what it is? It's like, no, bitch, I can't. I'm not a doctor.
Go to a doctor.
Okay,
go to the clinic.
Lie. I used to do that to Dr. Kim.
At least that's a doctor.
At least she's a doctor.
Yeah.
No, but she called me and she was, I think we had episode 17 she was on. It's crazy how I remember numbers. But she calls me and she's like, Gila, I love you, hun, but like you can't call me with your vagina stuff all the time.
Right.
Please, like, just go to the doctor. And then when I found out it's a razor bump and I spent $300, bitch, this is why we need our friends.
Yeah, and I think that's okay, but your friends don't have medical degrees. That's why you paid $300.
Let's do WebMD together, bitch. Look at this pussy.
WebMD can be the worst.
Yeah, no.
I know.
Actually, at that point, you're pregnant, have AIDS, or you're about to die.
Yeah.
Those are all
of
the ways.
Yeah.
Those are all of the ways that WebMD normally ends. It's weird because I'm everyone's go-to with sex for my friends.
Same, I hate it.
And I hate it. Like literally, I just walked my friend through having the conversation with like the guy she's dating now. Because I talk about it with Welly, but the guy that she's with knocked her period on, but that was his first time seeing period blood. Yeah. So even he made the unawkwardness, like what is it called? Announcement. I guess I'm just gonna say announcement. Sure. But when he got into the shower, he was like, yeah, like your membranes. I saw your membranes. They was going down the drain, but I guess they were blood clots.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the lining.
And that was
uterine lining.
That was his first time. So she was like, bro, he called it membranes. He called it membranes, bro. And I was like, girl, that's nasty.
He might have had a sex ed class sometime in his life. Who knows?
And so literally
is this the uterine lining?
Well, he's been he's really into fingers in the butt. Cool. But she's scared that when the finger comes out, there's going to be shit there.
There probably will be.
Literally, that's the conversation I had to have with her. I was like, well, he had already seen membranes and blood clots. And shit isn't that bad.
If you're going to do booty sex, you got to know. There's going to be poop there, even if you can't see it.
I said.
There's poop particles.
So she said, so that's the conversation. And my advice to her was, we'll have this conversation with him well before sex. Say y'all are just fucking chilling, or maybe not at lunch, but maybe grabbing drinks.
Yep.
I said, bring up, hey, how would you react if shit just happened to be on your hand, or
we end up
see
in
it on
a
the
shitty
sheet
situation?
Right. Like, how would you, think about that? And so literally she's like, girl, we fell into the conversation, not having sex. And she was like, she laughed because she was like, it was so much easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But we just openly talked about the blood situation, and then we brought it to a shitty situation. And she was like, I was so shocked at how open he was to just talking about shit and blood.
Well, that's a good keeper. That's a keeper. A couple things I do want to say is, first of all, practice in the mirror by yourself if you're worried.
Practicing what?
Like talking,
a conversation?
Like talking. If you don't have a friend that you can trust, like you, Mandii, or you, Weezy.
I swear to God, I thought you were saying practice fucking.
No, but she's saying talk to yourself in the mirror like Issa Rae.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were going to say, see what comes out.
No.
Okay.
That's not where it was going.
So I think that's, practice with your homegirls, and do some role play, not sexual role play, but having the conversation, because a lot of times it is easier than we think it's going to be.
It's a lot easier.
We have this mental block. So if you practice.
We're scared of the reaction.
Totally. But if you practice with a friend who gives you all the reactions like, oh, you nasty, how, or whatever, then when you go and have it, it's not that bad. Also, I do want to say this, and I think this is important for us in this space.
Yes.
You have to set boundaries, right? When it comes to your friends always asking you for advice, or even for me, when I go on podcasts, when people want to ask me about my personal sex life, I try very hard not to share. Not because I'm a prude, not because I'm not having sex, but more because I need a little bit of my own personal.
Girl, that's where I've been at.
Like, I don't need you to know what I like and what I don't like, because I like sex. I think sex is great. I love masturbation. I love being kinky. But how is me telling you my detailed sex life gonna help you? I mean,
we've helped a lot of people.
I know you have. I don't want to discredit. Okay. First of all, I'm not discrediting, because I think this is your podcast, and it's so beautiful that you're willing to and able to be so open. I've been doing this for so long and do it in so many different spaces that I really just try to hold back a little, because sex is my whole life.
Right.
Like
I feel like that too.
I want something that is not for myself, like just for me and my lovers.
Can I ask you, do you think that bringing comedy into sex in the bedroom helps? Because I think that the way we talk about sex, it'd be funny. The shit be funny. When I be telling back stories, I always laugh at it. So
we have to understand that for a lot of us, we've experienced trauma around all of these things. And, while I think it's great that we give people advice and we're in this space and people trust us and tell us their stories and we're able to tell our stories, sometimes telling these stories can bring up trauma for ourselves. And then who do we run to? If the three of us, everybody else is looking at to like be great and have all the answers, when we are breaking down, who can we go to?
Right.
And I think that that's important to like recognize. And so I always encourage people, like, you can talk about these things if you want to. I try to be polite when I'm like, I don't need to tell you like what vibrator I pulled out this morning, right? But I try to just keep it some type of humor in it. I try to let people walk away feeling good and feeling affirmed and knowing that they're normal. They're like, sex is so different for everybody, and there is no weird, there is no abnormal unless it's non-consensual, and that's about it. Like, as long as what you're doing is consensual, I'm always here to give advice.
Now, I do privately judge. And then sometimes I'll judge in your face. Like the tickle episode, I don't think that nigga is crazy weird, but I was like, that's weird for me. And I'll tell you why. There are certain types of sex I hear, and I mean weird, and I say weird with pleasure, because I love talking about some weird shit, whether it be the photographer, which y'all always laugh at me saying because feet is so normal, the ABDL, the diaper fetish, like shit like that. Like when I hear about outlandish sex, I start to feel like, you know what? Damn, I'm vanilla. Should I even have this fucking podcast? Because, nigga, I've never fucking whipped out a diaper, but at the same time, do I need to have this degree? Like, I love talking about those types of kinks that are all the way out there, because that's really when you get to the nitty gritty of like, okay, this is like real sex talk. We're not just scratching the surface of, am I going to have a threesome? Is he going to tie me up? Like, I love those conversations of like that super alternative sex life. Because even now, this podcast has made me feel like sex club and swinging, because of your experiences, like, is not that crazy.
It's not.
I started watching, and it never has been.
It's also not as sexy as you might think.
Actually,
elaborate.
I gotta take you to NSFW then. I brought my friend who is, she's super vanilla. I took her there one night. Well, it was
the venue itself. What do you mean?
Well, no, but we'll talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
But I took her there and she enjoyed it because she actually thought it was going to be a lot more animalistic. And when I brought her there, she just looked and she was like, all the men, everything was so intimate.
Hold on,
the way that the men were.
You always talk about how great it is. You said it could not be so sexy. That's what I want to hear. Why would you say a sex club could not be that sexy?
Atlanta wasn't sexy. I've definitely talked to
No.
Caligula isn't sexy.
Tell me what you mean about sex clubs could not be that sexy.
I said, what I'm saying is they're not always as sexy as we imagine them to be.
Yeah, tell me what you mean.
A lot of times it's middle age.
Into a room and there was a smell.
It's like middle age. It's not
Atlanta had people that I was sure they had Confederate flags in their truck.
Like
God damn.
I mean, it was the South.
We romanticize this idea about how sexy it's going to be, and everybody's going to be as good looking as me or better looking than me.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it is not. It is a lot of bodily fluids,
It is.
know. It can awkward moments. Think about sex in general. There's some awkward moments. So now
imagine
you put
doing
15,
it next to
20 people.
So I have both experiences, right? Like when it comes to NSFW, I got to experience it and people got to watch it on sex cells. Like we got to take the camera through and see that people were hot there. But then I've also been to sex clubs where I was like,
not impressed.
Yeah. Like I and mainly because of how I thought the people looked. And I don't feel bad for saying this because I don't care, nigga. I don't care if you are a person that thinks that you're not hot. You don't even want to go in a sex club where you think there's going to be some ugly motherfuckers there.
I mean, it's weird because, to be honest, like, I've been in, like, those types of rooms and spaces. And to me, I realized how much, especially with women, the type that I think I have when I'm in that space and I get a vibe, I realize how much energy is more important in those spaces. Safety and just feeling free with someone goes far beyond looks. So if you're in the right space, like I've been with women that I probably wouldn't look at maybe walking down the street, but maybe because we just sat there and talked or petted each other, it went further than I think it normally would have went.
I'm just saying, like, walking in, I've had your vibe before.
Oh, I want to bring you to some spaces.
I mean, I've been to some other spaces that I was like, oh, wow, this is very hot.
Oh, in Brooklyn? Too. I got to bring you to the spot
but
in Brooklyn.
For the most part, I'm not that impressed with sex clubs all the time.
There's two. Okay. The one downstairs? We'll talk.
Yes, yes.
The one downstairs?
Yes.
Wait,
it's
have
nice,
you had
right?
sex in sex clubs? Tell us your sex club experience.
I will not.
Right, she just said she don't like sharing her personal experience.
Oh, you don't want to? No, give me a second.
No, what I'm saying is,
I'm saying you will not share it. You will not have to.
One, I don't know what I do there. Two, because I may go to be a voyeur. I may go to participate. But that is a great example of, like, I think wanting to be able to have that experience and that moment to always relish in whatever it was I did, whether it was impact play, whether it was flogging, whether it was being in a dominant position or a submissive position. I think that, for me, that's, those are memories I'll hold for myself.
When you talk about impact play, like, it's interesting because Mandii talked about an experience where she got tied up in Orlando and it was super hot. Like, that to me is still engaging in a sex club. But people will always say, like, do you fuck at sex clubs? Things like that. Like,
right.
I agree. Like, I think that we forget about the other things you could do.
If you go to a sex club, you are engaging in a sex club as a voyeur. Even if you don't touch anybody.
And I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of times, and me and my partner have talked about it, he can count on less than a hand how many times he's actually even had sex or dealt with other people.
Yep.
Like when we go, we like watching. When I bring my friends, they like to watch. They don't too much like to engage unless they're with their partner. But there's massages. Like I said, there's petting. When we was on Molly, bitch, we was all just petting each other. It was just arms, shoulders, legs. No one had intercourse. No one even masturbated. It was all just petting and laying and cuddling. Like I said, there's massaging there, and there are also a lot of the sex toys. So you have the flogging, the whipping, the spanking.
I think that's the coolest thing.
I did that at a dungeon, bitch. That was great.
I mean, no, I've definitely had a good experience at NSFW, but overall, like, I don't know. Maybe because I'm also picky too. I have, like, when I go through droughts of sex, it's because I'm that picky about dick. So I'm not shocked that I'll go to a place with 30 people and be like, okay, no. If I can walk into a bar and I don't find a nigga. The thing about the sex club, though, and I would encourage anyone to try it out to go, is just, I think it's definitely a bucket list thing to do.
I would agree.
Yes.
It's like 100 bucket list thing to do. And also, like, the pressure of having sex and people, like, thinking that you're not fucking doesn't really exist like you think it does.
Right.
Do we have a home mail?
Yes, we do.
Please help us, Dr. Michelle.
So this one, of course, is asking for tips. And since we talked about the clit, since we talked about talking sex, this involves masturbation.
Yep.
So good afternoon, Weezy and Mandii. I hope this email finds you well. I'm a 20-year-old woman. I feel like Weezy is the older version of me, besides the white boy phase and touching other coochies. Maybe one day, though. I recommend that y'all get your genitals pierced, especially if you have great orgasms already. And I do want your opinion on pierced genitals. It doesn't hurt, I promise. Or maybe I'm unfazed by pain now. But none of that has anything to do with my question. I can fuck myself pretty well, if I must say so myself, but I am in search of new masturbating tips. I hear Weezy got the activity down to a science, so any tips and tricks that are not commonly known. Best BEPS. And I gotta read this PS because this is crazy. I don't want to make y'all feel old, but y'all are close to my mother's age, and so sometimes listening to y'all is weird. Granted, she had me at 14, but informative and all around great show. Just say your mama a hoe, but it's okay.
Do the math.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to judge nobody.
I mean, a baby. I'm going to judge your mama.
I'm going to keep it short and
shout out to your mama. Girl, you a hoe. It's not a bad thing if we say her mama a hoe. My mama a hoe.
Why her mama a hoe,
your mama a hoe.
But I don't know that girl mama. What the fuck? And why are you calling everybody's mama a hoe?
She a hoe and her mama.
What the fuck?
Girl, okay, so here's my thing. Let me, because, you know, I'm on, we got to keep it pushing. Okay, so here's my thing. My advice would be to start making masturbation a regular practice of self-care. That's not a trick or a stick a dildo on the wall, but I think it's honoring yourself.
Nice tip.
And honoring yourself and honoring that intimate time with yourself. That would be it. And light candles, make sure your space is clean, put on some music and do a little meditation before and really start visualizing what kind of orgasms you want. And then also like what orgasms have a lot of energy. So use that energy to manifest thoughts that bring you prosperity or love or whatever you want. That would be my tip.
I like that manifesting.
Yep. You know,
we talked about we interviewed, I forgot her name, Kristen Solier, maybe. Like she has a book, Witches, Sluts, and something, Feminists or something. Ooh. Anyway, I read the book, liked her, we brought her on, and she talked about sex magic, and I do that shit all the time.
Yep. I'm all for it.
And I think that like when we almost take like trying to figure out the orgasm out of masturbation, like I can masturbate a long time just to enjoy touching myself. And I think that's what we all should do. Sometimes that goal of, and even during sex, that goal of orgasm is a scary fucking place because now you're putting pressure on yourself. Like it's just too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like an end and start date. You're just like,
Nope. You should create it as something that is for you and really honor it as a ritual of self-care.
I like that answer.
So. I do like that answer.
Do you have a podcast, Michelle?
No. I'm probably going to have one though.
Yeah, what the fuck, girl?
I'll keep y'all updated.
That for years. Hurry up.
I know.
Record it here. WTF Media Studios.
265 Kanashi.
Yes, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Michelle, thank you so very much for joining us. And where can people find you?
I mean, you can find me obviously on the social medias at MH Sexpert on everything. And then my website, at MH, or not at, www.mhsexpert. Stay tuned. I have some cool things in the pipeline. So
you always got something cool in the pipeline, bitch.
Yeah. So yeah,
thanks for coming and explaining fucking or having sex with the vagina nicely.
Fucking is fine. It's the beat it up part we trying to learn new words for.
Okay, caressing while fucking. Shit, I gotta learn how to say this.
You just need to learn some more words.
You know, reading's fundamental.
Damn it, but that song is so good. I beat the pussy. I'm sorry.
That's definitely the song that came to mind for me.
Me too.
Fuck.
It's terrible.
I was singing like this. Down. Beat it down.
No, not beat it. Why are you beating it? It's the beat word. That's the problem. Not the direction of beating.
So funny.
She went from beating it up to beating it down. Like that was better.
Okay.
Look,
I like to get
the confusion in Michelle's face.
You know, it is what it is.
Guys, we hope you learned some good things, tips, and practices from this week's episode. Make sure you stay tuned. We are going to drop you guys a 5-minute bonus clip after this from our Patreon. So if you are all caught up and want to hear more episodes, we do drop one episode every week on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/horrible decisions.
Heard that.
And then we also do once a month town halls, which are amazing. You get to join us on Zoom. And Weezy this last month did boost the Zoom account. So we now, I think we had almost 200 people in our last town hall, which was really, really exciting. Aside from the fact that someone started moaning and a dick was shown. And
my God, this is why we have been trying to keep the shit down to 100 people forever. I ain't gonna hold
you. The first time we go up to 200 people, somebody showed
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I need to join this.
Nigga, I am very involved in our Patreon community because we've had that shit almost, I don't know
since 2017.
Yes. I don't know any other podcast that had that shit for fucking 5 years, but we have. And when I tell you, I will find your email, I will hunt you down, track you down to Chinatown. Don't you ever put your dick on my screen unwarranted. That is nasty. You expose yourself to a bunch of people. There were kids on that shit. People will put it on their fucking TV. Yeah. And you pulled your dick out. Yes, we're talking about orgasms, but they know what they're gonna get. We didn't ask to see that dusty dick.
Not dusty.
Okay, and dusty.
It was dusty.
Okay. So yeah, make sure you join and support us. Also be sure to check out, again, I am rebranding Official Box Owner. So get your vitamins, get your boric acid suppositories and apple cider vinegar gummies. Again, that's officialboxowner.com. And again, Michelle, thank you so very much.
Thank you. Support your local orgasm.
Yeah. I know that's right. Yes. We know we will. And guys, this has been yet another episode of Horrible Decisions. Bye.